and this is gonna be the worst one out of them all. $1,135 for this car. It's coming from the oil pan gas.
Quick shaft.
Check out what we have to work with. Whoa, it's alive! Welcome back, guys, to another episode of Boost Wanted. I know it's been some time since I've uploaded any kind of videos, but I'll be honest with you, I just had so much stuff going on. Life, cars, home. But anyways, I think I'm ready to get back into the whole YouTube thing and got a few new projects that I'm working on that I'm here to share with you guys today. Starting off with the CR-V build. All right, guys, so this is gonna be the new project. It's a 1997 Honda CR-V all-wheel drive, but currently it is only a front-wheel drive, which we will be fixing if it fits the budget. Now, we have a few challenges that we want to do with this car. So I ended up paying $1,135 for this car. First challenge is going to be, can we get the all-wheel drive system back up and going for under $1,500, including the $1,135 that I purchased the car for. Now, I'm probably going to be doing a more off-road build on this. Eventually, we might go turbo, as obviously the channel's called Boost Wanted, so every car should have a turbo and every car should be boosted. However, on this one, it's got a little bit of a high mileage situation. I wouldn't say too much. You can see it's got a few oil leaks at the bottom. I mean, what Honda doesn't? Not too bad. It's only cracking the 300,000 mark. Let's do a little walk around the car and point out a few issues. First, door handle is broken. I also asked the previous owner if the keys work, if the door's locked, and that's one of the things I did not check for until I got it home. After I got it home, realized that the key is only for the ignition. So currently, I can't lock it. So we'll be also replacing the door locks for this and possibly the ignition key in order to match everything. Got several boxes of goodies that we're going to be installing on this car, which we'll go over in the next video. However, in this video, we're primarily just taking a quick look at everything, checking it out, seeing if I got a good deal, seeing if this thing is even worth putting money into, or if it's a piece of scrap metal. Overall, the interior is in pretty good shape. No tears on the seats, no funky smells. Carpets are in decent shape. Everything, for the most part, is actually well taken care of. Now, the current mileage on this thing is about 331,000 miles, so pretty much just ready to start its life. The third issue I ran into is the blower motor is just making a bunch of loud racketing noises. The previous owner told me that it did not cool and it might need some Freon or refrigerant. However, after pulling the filter out, that thing was completely caked up. Probably had about 3 handfuls of leaves and a bunch of other crap and gunk stuck on the inside of the blower motor, as well as the filter box. Fourth issue is going to be our dented and dinged hood, as well as the roof of the car. That is going to be from hail damage. That is also one thing I was not too focused on whenever I was checking out the car, but in all honesty, for $1,135, I'm not going to complain. The headlights are a little bit fogged up, which will be taking care of that, as well as the trim pieces are all faded. Once we start looking up underneath the car is where we start to notice some of the problems. So currently, drive shaft is missing. I'll let you guess what is in that long box over there. I have lifted the car up in the front as well as the rear to spin their differential, spin the wheels. Everything seems to be working fine. No clunks, no grinds, nothing binding up. So I believe that differential is good. We do have a little bit of oils and fluids leaking out the front shaft seal. If need be, we can always get the shaft seal replaced. By the moment, I'm gonna be changing out the fluid, replacing the drive shaft, or installing a new drive shaft, replacing the rear dynamic damper, which is also completely blown, and then seeing how we are looking at that point. Wheels are spinning. And if we look at the output shaft, it is also spinning without any kind of clunks, noises, or any kind of major vibrations. one of the major things that's currently wrong with the car is the motor mounts are pretty shot. So one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to press the brake, and you're going to see the whole RPM shift downward. Same thing with a little bit of slugging. What that is the motor pretty much going back and forth. If we take a look at the rear motor mount, there's not much left of that mount. All right, so we got quite a bit of oil leaking down onto the exhaust manifold. Looks like majority of it is coming from the oil pan gasket. However, I'm sure there's plenty more leaks on this thing other than that. A little bit of a jerk when you put it into reverse or drive after having it in park. Now that could be due to the motor mounts, which more than likely is exactly what's going on, but we'll figure that out shortly. A few rattles, a few squeaks, but overall nothing too major. Alright guys, that's probably going to be it for today's video. In the next video, we got some pretty cool stuff coming up. We're going to be getting the all-wheel drive system back up and going. Hopefully we can do it within our budget. Like I said, our budget is going to be $1,500, so I only have a limited amount of money that I can put into this thing. Roughly about $365. Now, I've already got some pretty cool parts over here. I got a few more things on order, so in our next video we're going to be attempting to get the all-wheel drive system back up and going for under $1,500 and seeing if this thing is even worth putting any more money into it than what it's actually worth. Overall though, I'm pretty satisfied with it so far and look forward to seeing what we can do with this thing, and look forward to creating some new YouTube videos and getting back into this whole thing. Alright guys, catch you in the next one. Stay tuned.